everyone, welcome back to my channel. I get a lot of questions about the Disney college program, so I wanted to make a video about it. I did my college program last August, fall 2017, and I worked in Cosmic Rays. So I'm gonna go through this by starting with the application process and then like housing and work and everything in between. So let's do it. Ready to go. I try to think of as many as I could. Also, you guys asked me some questions from Instagram, so I have both of those in on here, but I was trying to think of what I would want to know before I did my college program, like when I was on YouTube looking for stuff. The first question I got asked was, how do you do it and what is it? So I guess I should start off with that one. The Disney college program is an internship that you do while you're at college, or you can even do it like right after you graduate college, and it's just to work at Disney. You can do it in Walt Disney World or Walt Disneyland, and Walt Disneyland! You can do it in Walt Disney World or Disneyland. I did mine in Walt Disney World in Magic Kingdom, and you just get to work for Disney for like 6 months, or if you want to extend, you can even do it for like a year almost. That's basically what it is. How do you do it? Well, if you go to the website, I think it's like disney.jobs.com or something, but I'll like put a link in here somewhere. You just go to their website and see when the applications are going to come out, and then just sign up for them. I don't know if they've closed for spring 2019. I think that they have. I think it was last month that they closed, but you can sign up for emails to be reminded of when they come out for next spring. So the people who applied in this fall term will be for spring, and then when you apply in spring, it'll be for the fall. And does it cost money to apply? No, it is free to apply, but once you get accepted, I think you have to pay like $300. It might be for a week or two of rent, and then just like some other fees, but that's the only cost. Does your major in college or GPA matter when you apply? As far as I know, your major doesn't make a difference. They say that they accept all majors, and I don't think that just because you're majoring in one thing means that you'll get a role in something else. Like, I'm majoring in business marketing and they put me in quick service. It's just where they want you or where they need you to be. So yeah, that doesn't make a difference. And for GPA, I think they did ask your GPA, but I'm not sure if that makes a difference because my GPA is good, so I wouldn't really know. Awkward. What year is the best year to apply? Assuming like freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, and I don't think that that makes a difference either. I applied my sophomore year, and I did the program in what was supposed to be my junior year, but I didn't take classes while I was in the college program because I have a scholarship that requires me to take 4 classes so that I can have that scholarship, so I just put that on hold. I mean, I wasn't able just to take like 2 classes and be part-time because then I would lose my scholarship, so I had to put it on hold, and I just went back to it when I started school. If I lost my scholarship, I probably wouldn't have done the program. Luckily, they let me hold it. You can do the program whatever year you're in. You can even do it like right after you graduate. So if you're in your last semester of college, you can still apply and do it after you graduate. What if you're not in college? You do have to be in college to do the program. Are you graduating late because of the program? Yes, I am. I'm just gonna be graduating a semester late since I took that semester off, but I knew that, and that was fine with me. I would rather work at Disney. A lot of people I know don't graduate on time anyway, but it doesn't really bother me. Now getting into the costs part of this video. If you get accepted, does Disney pay for your flights? Nope, they don't pay for anything. They don't pay for your plane ticket to get there. That would be really nice of them, but just take that into account, I suppose. What do you get paid per hour? I made $10.36 an hour. I heard that if you work in Magic Kingdom, you get 36 cents more. I don't know if that's true, but I got 36 cents extra. As far as I know, all of the roles get paid the same amount. I didn't really like discuss that with people I knew in different roles, but I would assume that everyone gets paid the same amount, even the character performers. Although I feel like their job was a lot harder than mine. Well, they're all hard in different ways, but I mean, I couldn't be a character performer. How much is rent? Rent for me was like $110 a week. I lived in Vista, so the apartment was like, had 3 bedrooms, and there was 6 people who lived in it, so 2 per bedroom. And when you walked in, there was the first bedroom that I stayed in on the left, and it had a bathroom connected in the closet, and that was so nice, and I was so lucky I got that room. And then when you walked out, there was like a pantry, I guess you would call it, and a living room and a kitchen, and then in the back there were 2 more bedrooms, and they didn't have their own bathroom, so 4 people had to share that one bathroom, which is why I got really lucky to have the bathroom in my room. Speaking of housing, there's 4 different apartment complexes. I think that Vista is the cheapest because it is the oldest. It's kind of on its own compared to the other 3, which are a bit further out. The Commons was the really nice one everybody hopes to get because it has the washer and dryer in it, and it's the brand new one, it's updated, it's supposed to be a lot nicer, but it is more expensive. Rent just automatically gets taken out of your paycheck each week, and you do get paid every single week. So it was basically like $450 a month, which isn't bad, but when you think that it's only a 3-bedroom apartment with 6 people, like realistically, it would be a lot cheaper if you were to live outside of the housing, which you are allowed to do. I think after you get accepted, it will send you a form with like roommates and housing, and if you're gonna live in the apartment or not. About roommates, a lot of people choose their roommates on Facebook. There's a lot of different groups you can join. That's what I did. I didn't have the best experience with roommates. You can either choose them on Facebook or they'll just randomly assign them to you. I don't think either one is better than the other. I guess like when you choose them on Facebook, you get to know who they are and what they like, but I don't know, if I had to do it again, I would probably just do it randomly. They do have 21 and up apartments, so if you're over 21, you can choose to live with others who are also over 21 so that you can drink, or if you like have a friend who's doing it and she's 19 and you're 21, you guys can still live together, but you're just not allowed to have alcohol in the apartment. You're also allowed to move apartments or rooms if you must. I don't think that you can go from complex to complex, but you are allowed to move rooms because I almost did that once, but it cost like $100. So I was thinking, should I just like tough it out with these people, or should I move and maybe I'll have like worse people? I don't know, so I just stayed in my same place, plus I had the nice bathroom. I don't think you have the option to go to a different complex. Someone asked me if they have like a food hall at the apartments, and they don't. You have to buy all your own food. They have buses that go to Walmart and Publix. I didn't bring my own car, and I didn't have any friends with a car, or I didn't have any friends. Instead of taking the bus, because it took a really long time and Publix was only 5 minutes away, but the bus would take like an hour to get there because it would make so many different stops, I just like Ubered to Publix and back, and it wasn't too expensive. It was kind of annoying though, but it is what it is. I also would just eat at the parks a lot, which doesn't help because it's quite expensive, as we know. Before I talk about the discounts, I'm just gonna talk about the buses. Going to work at Magic Kingdom every day, I would have to leave like an hour before my shift. I got on the bus, it would go to the Polynesian, the Floridian, and then Magic Kingdom. And when you arrive at Magic Kingdom, I can't remember what it's called. They have a Magic Kingdom bus stop, and then you take the bus from that stop to the tunnels, but that only takes like 2 minutes. Sometimes there's a long line though, so I would always leave an hour before I had to go to work, just so I had enough time if I needed like a costume. I always changed at work in the locker room because I didn't really like to wear it on the bus. It was uncomfortable, especially after you've been like working there all day, and then you'd have to wear it home. On the way home from Magic Kingdom, it would stop at the other housing complexes before it got to Vista. Sometimes that would take like 45 minutes. That's why it's good to find a friend who can take you home, and then you'll get home in like 10 minutes, because realistically the park is really close to Vista. Like you can see the fireworks from there and everything. The bus. It was nice to get that time going to work, so I would just like listen to music and chill on the bus by myself. That was nice. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the discounts that you get. I think I mentioned this in another video. Of course, you get into the parks for free. You get 20% off on merchandise, and then when the holidays come around, you get 40% off. You can get discounts on special dining. What do they call it? Not special, but the opposite of quick service. Sit down? I don't know, sit down dining. But you'll get discounts on those too. You can get discounts on the hotels, and you'll also get like a certain amount of tickets for family and stuff. You can earn up to 12 tickets, or maybe 9. You can earn up to 9 tickets depending on how many hours you work, and they also give you one for free at the beginning, and they give you an extra one for the holidays. So I think by the end of it I had like 11 tickets. Family got to come up and I got to go with my friend. The fast passes work the same way. You don't get like special choice. It's just the same as it would be for a regular, I don't want to say regular person, a guest. I know that for when you're a guest, like if you're annual pass member, if you are an annual pass holder, you get to choose your fast passes a month before, unless you have a hotel reservation. Might be a week. I'm sorry, I don't remember. It's either a month or a week, and I know that's a big difference, but the point is you don't get special choice. What is time off like? Well, when I applied for the program, I knew that my grandparents were going to be coming in November, and I really wanted the time off to go and see them. So before I even started work, before I knew my location, I just emailed them the time off, and I had to like give them the documents. So like I gave them the reservation information, the flight info, and they were able to give me like 5 or 6 days off. Otherwise, you can trade shifts, but you're not allowed to give them away. You can request days off, but it's not always given. When you go onto the like cast member employee website, I don't remember what it's called, but you log in and then you just go to the calendar and see which days you want off, and you can see like what number in line you would be technically. Like basically you can see your odds if they're good or bad. But every week you do get 2 days off, whether they're like 2 days in a row or like 2 completely separate days. But the amount of hours I had per week, it's a full-time job, so it was like 40 hours per week, unless it's around the holidays. Sometimes it can be up to like 50, 60 hours a week, but they try not to do that because then they have to pay you overtime. The only way you get overtime is if you work over 40 hours a week. Even if you worked like 15 hours in one day, which has been done before, you don't get overtime. After 8 hours, it would have to be over 40 hours in a week. And you are able to pick up shifts on your days off if you want to make some extra money. Somebody asked me, how do you deal with rude guests? Sometimes you just don't. I've cried in front of, I think, only like 3 guests before, but they don't care. They just want to eat their food, and they're hot, and they're complaining. It's hard sometimes, but the good guests are what make it worth it. Like the good experience you have, you can remember those as well as the bad. I don't know. It just comes with it because they pay a lot of money, and like it's hot outside and it's so busy. Like New Year's Eve was the worst day for me. Oh my gosh. I thought it would be fun only because like I get to watch the fireworks, and that was the fun part, but the guests were not fun. That's a whole other video. But how to deal with them, you just do. Some days it gets to you and some days it doesn't. Some days you can go home and laugh about it, and then some days you go home and cry about it. And both of those things are okay. Another question I got was, is it as fun as it seems, or is it just overrated? I think that it's as fun as it sounds. I mean, it's working for Disney. It is fun, but like I said, with the guests and sometimes some of the other cast members, it's hard, and the hours and the work that you have to do, it's a lot. It's also a lot of fun, and it's really worth it, and it looks great on a resume, and you have a lot of good experience. And after working at Cosmic Rays, I just feel like I can do anything now. It tests who you are as a person. A lot of people are like, oh, is it like a real job? And yeah, it's a full-time job being in the college program, and it is a lot of work, but like I said, it's really fun at the same time because you get to go to the parks on your off days. There are blackout days, but they'll just be like near Christmas time, or like maybe on spring break, or when something new comes like Toy Story Land. I feel like they were blacked out then too, just because they wanted more guests to go and see that. But yeah, we know better than to go to the parks on those days anyway. I got asked about what happens after your college program. So you do get like a mini graduation kind of thing. You get a certificate, and you get to meet with Mickey and Minnie and it's really cute. I didn't go to mine because I had to work, so I know people who did and they got really cute pictures and cute certificates. It had their name on them, and that would have been nice to frame. You could also extend your program another 6 months. So if you're working in the fall and you want to extend into spring, you can do that too. If you get accepted to do that, you can extend into the same role or a different role or the same role with a new place, and there's a few different options. But when I applied to extend, I got same role, same location, and I did not want to work there anymore, so I didn't extend. Also, I had to do school, and I don't think they would have like held my scholarship for that long. They would probably think I wasn't coming back. I had a question about working in quick service, and it said, did you rotate your roles? Meaning, did you go from like kitchen to the front of house? And well, the answer is yes. Only when desperate times call for desperate measures. I was never trained to go in the kitchen. Like, there are 3 things you can do, which is either front of house or dining room or in the kitchen. And I wasn't trained to work in the kitchen. They did put me in the kitchen when they didn't have another option, I guess, but I liked it because they only put me on buns, which is exactly what it sounds like. You just put buns on a tray and then through the oven, and then on a tray and through the oven. It's really, really chill, but if they didn't have enough people to fill all the other positions, they would put me there because they knew that I liked doing that. I have worked a kitchen shift once before though and been yelled at because I didn't know what I was doing, but obviously I didn't know what I was doing because I wasn't trained for kitchen. But they do allow you to pick up those shifts if you want them, but why would I want to do that? And then, anyway. I hope I answered some of your questions you had. I went through a huge list and I even thought of some more, and I tried to elaborate as best as I could. It's kind of hard to remember being that it was a year ago, which is kind of sad. I hope you enjoyed this video. I also made another college program video, like going in depth about everything, like the application process, housing, transportation, and what it's like to work at Cosmic Rays. That was my first video on YouTube. Thanks for watching this video, and if you applied for the college program, good luck, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Bye.